A hearty welcome to you at Ladysmith Lines Railway, aka Pretoria 00 Railways. And today we have a very special van, and this van we're going to look at is none other than the Sir Winston Churchill Funeral GBL luggage van. So as we can see on the side of the box here, it's a description and it's 00 gauge and it's Hornby R60057 and Sir Winston Churchill Funeral GBL luggage van running number 524645. And I do believe this was released in 2021, and I think it falls under Era 4, and that'll be between 1957 and 1968, and that's basically the era I run on my layout, basically from late 1800s and up to 1970s, nothing later than that. So yeah, moving on. And also we have a small packet of extras, that is the extra detail pack that come with the van. And yes, not much to say about that. Basically drain pipes and vacuum pipes and things like that. And just to come back to the detail pack, it bits and bobs in there with the vacuum pipe and the boards to hang on the end of the doors of the van. And here we can see on the van we've got great detail and separately fitted brakes and wheels, door handles, glazed windows and buffer stoppers that are sprung and finished in metal, and along with the metal wheels and the drain pipes under the carriage while under the van. And yes, generally a very great paint job in the two-tone, and this is believed to be the Pullman luggage van that was normally being used on the railway. And the roof obviously finished in a grey colour. And along with the M couplers and getting back to the doorway, we have the gangway door nicely painted and outlined in 3D mould, even with some extra details and finely printed details. And it looks like the warning sign, electric live wires above head, and there's also the shortened number of the van, which is S, stands for Southern 2464S, and also the coach running number at the end of the day, and then also small prints with relation to the tear or the flash 26, and it also says side call length and width 5611, 8 feet 9. And once again, looking at the glazed windows here in front and all the details, and it looks like the brake wheel, just wheel at the bottom that's painted in white, also great finish, and that is great going along with my updated Bachmann and Hornby luggage vans that I have on the layout. And on that subject versus the older luggage vans, I had the Triang and Wren, and also the very old Hornby BR maroon color luggage vans, and I had friends that purchased all of those from me, and they were going to paint it in this livery, in the BR Pullman livery, to turn it into a Winston Churchill funeral van. So I've seen the outcome of it and it looked nice, but yes, I prefer rather having the original Hornby one, and I've just waited it out, and I got this one just in time before they were all sold out. And you guys might have remembered I made a video of the vans, the luggage vans, a while ago, and I must say it's not as free running as some of the Bachmann vans, so the wheels run a bit tight on the track, so I don't know why that is, but maybe it's just the adjusting of the bogie wheels diameter size that I've got to look at. I've no idea, but still, it's still running, and it is really a nice feature to have on the layout. So let's see the J15 prepping the van for the Pacific Shore Civil to collect, and so that the funeral train can depart soon. Just again on the luggage van, the great finish in the Pullman livery. Again at the bottom of the van we have the luggage boxes along with the axles and great riveting. And although I can open the doors on the southern luggage van, I have not tried opening the doors on this van, and I believe they are in a fixed inner closed position. I don't even want to try and open these doors and break something. No, I'd rather not. But if anybody has tried, please let me know. That'll be interesting. So looking at the van on the layout, it is simply stunning, and accompanying the BR Pullman coaches, that is also very, very nice finish and original look for the setup of the time. And also let's have a look at all the other luggage vans, or some of them at least, what I've got on the layout currently. And if you've wondered why a Sir Winston Churchill funeral van, and if you were wondering who was Winston Churchill, well, let's dive into a little bit of history of who Sir Winston Churchill was. And starting off with Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill, he was born on the 30th of November 1974. I was also born in 1974. But anyways, moving on, he died on January 24th, 1965, and he was a British statesman, military officer, and a writer, and also a British Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1940 to 1945 during the Second World War, again from 1951 to 1955. So he had a great time and involvement in Britain, and also more known as the Roaring Lion. You can see the image here taken in 1941. So as a journalist for the Morning Post, Churchill anticipated the outbreak of the Second Boer War between Britain and the Boer republics. Now, this history takes us to South Africa, and so it was leading him to sail to South Africa in October of 1899. And this is also very close in the time when my great-grandfather came to South Africa, whereas his brother stayed behind and fought in the Second World War. And there's so much history involved that I can't even begin to start explaining in this episode. So it will be in a definite later episode. So coming back to Churchill in his South African days in Ladysmith, and he was captured as a prisoner of war. And he was then interned in the camp in Pretoria, and where I currently reside in Pretoria, South Africa. And I've not always been in Pretoria, but yes, I'm actually from the Tsitsikamma district, and which is on the border of the Eastern and Western Cape. And then also a lot happened, and so later Sir Winston Churchill joined the army in the 1900s as a lieutenant to the South African Light Horse Regiment. So Churchill got married by 1908, and a lot happened, and Churchill even met Charlie Chaplin in 1929. That's a little bit of brief history of Winston Churchill and his South African linkage, and also to my ancestry of the Lancers that fought in both the Great Britain War as well as the South African War. So then here we have an image that was taken in 1973 by Ivor Roberts, and this is obviously of the Parliament Square, London, and this is the funeral train passing Clapham Junction. And you can see that this is also the style that I set up the current funeral train that I have on the layout. And just one of those specifics that really make a statement, and yes, I would really like to invest in more of those logos. But what an interesting van, I think you would agree with me, and I think a lot of hobbyists out there are aware of the funeral van, but there's also a lot of people that are not aware of the funeral van that are available from Hornby, and that make up such an important part of history as well. And I think we all can agree that most of the Hornby logos, especially of the different eras, it just goes hand in hand with real life history, and that is what makes it so interesting. And especially if you look in your background, into your background of your family and your ancestors, and it will just give you some idea of what happened and how they came to be. Like for instance, in my case, how my family immigrated from Great Britain to South Africa, and how they were offered property, and when they arrived here, there was no property for them, and they had to start from scratch and just, go through very, very tough times and tough wars and more. So yes, again, a great part of history, and it opens up the door to South African history again. Also with the ROD that I've done before, the ROD locomotive, and there's so much we can learn from history through our models and our railway. So thank you once again for joining me, everyone, and I wish you all the best. Regards, Elizabeth.